This is the Louie T Network. Hey, either you're outside or you're
in the lab room.
Hey, yo. Who else could it be but me, Torment? Louie T, welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me on this In the Lab Room exclusive. Chip Kelly is gone. Oh, the Chipster. I'm gonna miss him. Maybe I won't have to miss him for long because I think he's getting on that first train down to Tennessee. But hey, that's just me. A lot of people think he's going back to college, but if he was gonna go back to college, there were some really intriguing jobs open just a month ago when they picked up the phone and called the Chipster up and said, hey man, you interested? We got this USC job. It's bubbling over here, man. Got a lot of talented young fellas ready to be coached up. What you trying to do? Nah, man, I'm gonna stay in the NFL, man. So I don't think Chipster's going back to college right away, okay? Maybe down the road, he'll realize college is for him, but right now, I think he really wants to make it work in the NFL. And there's a job with a guy that he worked with in the past that he had some success with down in Tennessee. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. But let's talk about Chipster and why it didn't work in Philadelphia. If you've been following my podcast, my channel, you've seen me do videos on this before. I mean, anyone who has been watching the NFL closely and is a close observer of the league for any amount of time, they've seen this story before. They've seen it unfold. They know how this story ends. Look, I've seen this movie before. All I ask you to do is be kind and rewind for the next guy, okay? I've seen this movie. I've watched it a million times before. We've seen it unfold. And so a lot of us, we saw this Chip Kelly saga really taking a turn for the worse when he got all that power. When they got rid of the front office guys and said, hey Chip, the power is yours, man. With great power, a wise man once told me, with great power comes great responsibility. And so they gave Chip the reins to the Eagles organization, to their roster, and said, hey man, do with it what you please, but you must know, with this power comes great responsibility. And if you F this up, you, my man, must go. And so it was really, really rough on Chip Kelly because he was a product of his own doing, okay? He did this to himself. And I always tell people, and on my podcast, I talked about Chip Kelly, the second episode of the In the Lab Room podcast. I talked about Chip Kelly then. I talked about him on One Burning Question. I've talked about Chip Kelly in the past numerous times about where this Eagles organization was heading under the tutelage of Chip Kelly, under Chip Kelly's leadership, where this thing was heading. And we all saw what was happening when he got rid of Deshaun Jackson, when he traded away Shady McCoy, when he let Jeremy Maclin walk, when he got rid of one of your offensive linemen. You let Evan Mathis go over $4 or $5 million squabble, but you go out and you spend, big bucks on DeMarco Murray and then double down on the position and go and get Ryan Matthews for what? I mean, a lot of the things that Chip Kelly did in Philadelphia was really a microcosm of where this organization was heading. And so you saw the writing on the wall. You don't get rid of these type of players. And what you'll find in this league is that players make this league. Players are the ones that are going to win you games when it's all said and done. Coaches can put their players in the best position to win, and we give Bill Belichick all the credit in the world, and we talk about how great he is, but how many Super Bowls he win without Tom Brady? We talk about Mike Shanahan and him being a genius and how great of a coach he was. How many Super Bowls he win without John Elway and Terrell Davis? Look, this is a player-driven league, okay? And to sit here and think that you're going to bring your little scheme in here from college and that the players that are running your scheme don't matter, your scheme is going to win out, you're going to find out. It's not a coincidence that the Eagles go 10-6 with Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy and company in first year of Chip Kelly, go to the playoffs, lose, but had a successful season. It's not a coincidence. Okay, fine, get rid of Deshaun Jackson. It's not a coincidence that the very next year, you still got Maclin coming off of injury. You still got Shady McCoy. You still got all the parts that you need to make this thing work. You go 10-6 again. You missed the postseason this time, but at least you still had a successful season at 10-6. Now you want to get rid of Macklin. Now you want to get rid of Shady. There's already no more D-Jacks. You want to get rid of Evan Mathis, and all of a sudden now you're 6-9. You want to go out and get Sam Bradford and swap him out for Nicholas Foles. Sam Bradford doesn't fit your scheme. You want to go out and get DeMarco Murray? DeMarco Murray doesn't fit your scheme. You want to go out and get Ryan Matthews? He's okay, but he's not real. He's not the real Shady McCoy. He's not the real McCoy. So you want to go out and make all these moves. Go ask all the other coaches that thought their scheme. Look, we sit here, we talk about how Mike Shanahan, all these 1,000-yard rushers, he finds out of nowhere the Alfred Morrisons of the world and the Mike Andersons and the Olandis Garys. We talk about those guys. We put them up here. Oh, he's so great. How many Super Bowls he win with those dudes? It's all about players. And Chip Kelly had to find out the hard way. You can do a lot of things in this league. You do not run off talented football players. They're going to win you games. They're going to keep you in your job, okay? You want to move those guys out of there, you better have some damn good replacements on deck. And if not, you're going to end up succumbing to the same fate that Chip Kelly found out he had to succumb to on this very day as he was fired as the Philadelphia Eagles head coach with the game left in the season. And so I don't know what the basis was for that. I don't know if they wanted to do Chip a solid and give him a head start on all the other coaching vacancies that are out there, Miami, Tennessee. I don't know if they have a candidate in mind and they want to have their vacancy open so that they can start talking to people ahead of time. I don't know what the situation is in Philadelphia, but they felt the need to get rid of Chip Kelly early. And I want to read you, and look, this was a nasty culture that Chip Kelly had started to embed in Philadelphia, and it was not a very good situation in Philadelphia right now, and it was very toxic. The players, I don't think, really wanted to play for Chip Kelly. Listen to what Emmanuel Acho said, one of his linebackers on this Eagles roster. He sends this tweet out. You can take this tweet any way you like, but if you read between the lines and you read this tweet and you internalize what this man is saying, you know what he's talking about. Power tends to corrupt. And the absolute power corrupts absolutely. Take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. You know what he was saying. When Chip Kelly got the keys to that Philadelphia Eagles organization, he was like, God damn it, I got the keys to this whip. I'm about to drive it. I don't even know where I'm going right now, but I'm gonna hit this gas pedal and I'm gonna floor it, and we just gonna ride. We just gonna ride. We ain't stopping for stop signs. We ain't stopping at stop lights. We just gonna ride. Yeah, we gonna ride. And the problem with just riding is eventually you're gonna have to stop. He ran right through the stop sign. Hey, don't let go of Deshaun Jackson. Nah, I'm gonna go through that stop sign. Hey, don't let go of Shady. Nah, I'm gonna ride through that stop sign. Hey, well, at least try to keep Macklin around. Nah, I'm gonna go through that stop sign. And I know he got $11 million. I've already talked about that. It's a lot of money for Jeremy Macklin. But he's a Pro Bowler over there producing big numbers for Kansas City. I'm not saying you're paying DeMarco Murray how much? I'm not saying. I'm just saying. No. Don't let go of Evan Matthews. I'm going to go through that stop sign. Hey, when you want to ignore the signs, there are warning signs there. When you want to ignore the signs and you want to go through red lights and stop signs, you're going to run into some problems eventually. And that's what happened to Chip Kelly. It's as simple as this for me. He was walking around that Philadelphia Eagles organization. He carries himself like Bill Belichick. He wants everyone to feel like he has a handle on things. He knows what he's talking about. Don't question me. How dare you question me? I'm Chip Kelly. God damn it. Okay, fine. Show me the hardware, man. See, Bill Belly can talk that nonsense. You know why? Because he's got the hardware. He's got the rings to back it up, man. People don't want to listen to you. Just go like this. Chip Kelly doesn't have that. And what he failed to do was he never showed that he had the ability to build anything of substance in Philadelphia. All he did was destroy. He never built this Eagles team up. He thought in his mind he was doing that, but he never built this team up in Philadelphia. Bad drafts, poor free agency moves. It puts you in a really bad situation. Puts you at 6-9 after 2 10-6 seasons. How's that Marcus Smith draft pick going for you? I don't know, you tell me. I don't know, you tell me. Well, that's Philadelphia Eagles ex-head coach Chip Kelly. And his fate has been sealed in Philadelphia. He's now a free agent. I don't think he's going back to college. A lot of people think he is going back to college. I think he's going to stay right here in the NFL, and somebody else is going to give him an opportunity to run his scheme. And I think if he gets in the right situation with the right players and the right quarterback, most importantly, I think Chip Kelly's system can and probably will work in this league. But Philadelphia and the situation that he came into was perfectly set up for him to succeed, and he blew it up. Maybe the second time around will be the charm for Chip Kelly. It's been that way for other coaches around the league. Hint, hint, Bill Belichick and others who said, hey, you know what? That first time around, kind of learned some things. Learned the do's and the don'ts of the occupation, what I should and shouldn't do. I think I'll be better at it the second time around. I think the same thing applies to Chip Kelly. He learned a valuable lesson, and I think GMs and owners around the league also learned a valuable lesson about Chip Kelly. Don't you give him the keys to your organization, or he'll drive your organization into a tree as well. I'm Louie T. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab. We'll come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. Sad to see the Chipster go, because I love seeing him in Philly, because I'm a Redskins fan. Nothing like going against the Chipster. But his time is up. Next man up in Philly, we'll see who it is.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie T, be sure to follow me on Twitter at In the Lab Room, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.